Welcome back.
Oh, yeah.
I'm Eric.
Thickness. Just kidding.
One of the happiest places in the world.
It's not dirt, but pretty much to tag look at.
It might be. But we're going to go with my line for right now. It's Disney. It's Disney. Well, so we're going to kick off our magical adventure of Magic Kingdom by talking about just some of the ways to get around the Magic Kingdom and the different lands associated with Magic Kingdom and really where we spend a lot of our time. So when I like to start in Main Street. I tend to go down Main Street first. Where do you?
As does everyone.
Not true.
I want to see where you guys when you go down. But no matter what, turnstiles and
What's your way of getting around the park? How do you go after Main Street? Where do you go next? Like, what's your go-to spot? After Starbucks.
after night at typically it'll be Tomorrowland. It's to go to.
It's great.
Oh.
I think it also matters the weather. If it's a hot day, definitely Tomorrowland. Usually you can go into the awning. There's a walkway that's covered. Really kind of gives you kind of some of the shade as you're continuing to do the park. Plus you can pick up a waters at one of the carts. Always a good thing to have a lot of water.
Also, that's one of the next to space now. Soaking area. It's a really nice shaded area to go and just lots of benches there. It's just a little south of where the restrooms are over there. And it's just really nice on watching more people. That and carousel at Farm Race. But great view.
Stopping 6 or 7 times lately. But
that is a really nice, lots of foliage. Then the restaurant are really close. Because last time and when kids, it was a really nice spot to let them kind of run around a little bit while we as adults could sit down, be on our feet. Just get some rolls out. Tired of all the rest of the party. It's a good spot to kind of get them out of give them some time to wiggle. We're not so.
yeah, and usually when you start looking at it from that point of view and you're walking around, Circus is definitely one of the next stops. Because you go by Autotopia and you go by some of the eateries there. And then you end up in the circus. And this last time they had the actual water going. And they haven't had the water going for quite some time. And if you're not familiar, they have put in a splash pad essentially where there's this train setup. Casey Jr. is set up as a splash pad now. And as you walk into the circus, to the right, you'll see Dumbo. You'll see the Big Top shop where you can get souvenirs and stuff. And then in the middle of the area, you have Casey Jr.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's hot. Reprieve from the heat. Crazy as far as like, yes, there's souvenirs and things to buy, but it's not Emporium crazy.
But let's not forget that the circus has one of the rides that all the little kids like to ride. It is definitely the Barnstormer. It tends to be one that every kid remembers as their first roller coaster, at least in our family. And every little kid usually can go on it too, which makes it a nice little ride. I don't fit in the ride anymore. I used to back in the day when it first opened up. I probably could fit in the back, but I usually don't go. Olivia tends to take the kids when they're not with their parents. Also, what's interesting in the circus area is that's also where they have a really good spot for character watching or character meet and greets too. Because next to the big top tent, there's a circus, and they have some of your favorite Mickey and Friends characters dressed up in circus attire right there for photos and signatures and that.
They're not just stand out though. It makes it be either people times Kate's in there.
Clarabelle,
So it's not Mickey,
Chippendale.
but it's support characters, which are always fun to interact with.
Absolutely.
And because it kind of pushed back a little bit out of the way.
Question mark, yeah.
Depends on the day.
And the holiday. Definitely one to stop by, and if you're into collecting the signatures, it's a good place to get a couple signatures at one time.
So, start the day, Main Street, look at Starbucks, go to Tomorrowland, do some restuffing there, i.e. People Mover. We currently skip over Skis Mountain. I was just there with my friends. We saw the Magic Kingdom in Seoul. You are using one of your own rocket ship, and you guys are in line.
It's toboggan style sleds.
So that is a little different than it would be at Disneyland, where you're sitting next to the person right next to you. So it kind of changes it up a little bit. But there's 2 tracks. We have found that if you're allowed to go next, whenever we took them bites, we did go through the queue. Yeah, that's just a fun classic ride to go on. But we don't go on that as far as like going there in the park, because I feel bad having to wait for people I go on the ride because you just opted it because of that style. And even for me, it was a little like I had like cross-body bag with me, and it was the first time I went, I said, "Oh, we should tears." The second time I went, a little harder, but a little lighter. Shorts. Yeah, sometimes it's about the race life.
I've fallen off for just about every ride, getting off the ride, so it's the thing.
And really like, and then you're just like, it's like a little exciting. Stop it here, my leg. Like, I know it's not gonna happen. That's kind of like it.
Okay, breaking off of that story, remember the Astro Orbiter when I did get my foot stuck in there? I was terrified that it was about. I couldn't get my foot out of the Astro Orbiter ride. My shoe was locked in behind the pedal. And I was like, and I'm not graceful when I've only got one foot. So basically, I hopped out of the ride, and then I had to go and grab my shoe from the ride.
And now it is pretty tricky. Grab your prop is up here, and the platform is down here, and so you're having to literally travel over to get out, and if your foot one leg is still stuck by the bear, it's still great.
I look like the Karate Kid up in the air like this. You know what I'm talking about.
We just think, oh, that sucks, and we went down. See you later. You live here now.
I'm part of the ride.
That was one of the first times I never. At first, she was kind of like, this is. And all of a sudden, like, as we start going down, ease a little bit, all this way. On the horn, like, okay, this is the reason why people go on this ride. It's fun. It's not on the top of my list, so I'm like, stand in line. It's right. But typically, from leaving the bin top, we'll go into aerial. And we were at ourselves around last day. Do the Little Mermaid. And
love the Little Mermaid ride.
Yeah, there's a lot of fun too.
If you look for the crabs on a little TV, they'll bring in items for Scuttle to identify. And it is quite funny, and the kids really enjoy how bad he gets things wrong. So, definitely something to remember when you're in the queue and you're waiting. It does tend to have a little bit of longer ride sometimes, or midday, or either early. Yeah.
Okay. A longer wait.
A longer wait.
For the longer ride.
For the longer ride. Midday, end of the day is really good spot for that. Middle of the day is a little rough. That's definitely not the time to go.
We always try and we get the clamshell beer right. As soon as you sit down, the eye comes down. Interaction with the air conditioning, so we're dressed, and it's disgusting. But we're not the only ones doing it, so very big company, everyone.
So we go around there. One of the coolest scenes is just around the corner from there, and that's Belle and Beast Castle dining restaurant, table service. Really cool when at night. Very cool to go and look at the entrance of the castle, and it's all lit up, and it's got smoke going after it. Really cool area to eat. And
good photo spot.
Good.
That's a photo spot. Green hills.
Hey ho! You can always hear it. It goes, "Hi ho!"
So you're diabetic wise, searching for the castle, and you're like, so, we've eaten at that restaurant a couple times. The ambiance is amazing. It's the detail that they have involved in that is spectacular. And if you're in the stand, definitely go in and check it out. They keep changing as far as their menu and how they set up their times. It's not just the time to go, just because the menus are a little bit flexible. Dinner is really heavy, I felt, the last time.
And it's a little expensive for what it is.
Yeah, and we felt like we were there for like 2.5 hours, and for us, it's not worth the time, unless we were specifically going on the experience. But if you're going to Huntington for the first time, it's great. Go for lunch, or even just ask Castonbury, go in there, just check out the rooms, and go walk.
They do have the gray stuff. It is a mousse style dessert. Well, it's a cupcake at lunch. It's a mousse style dessert at dinner time.
And it is great. And it does not like appetizing.
You can also find the cupcake at the Food's Bakery, I believe. Gaston's Tavern. Yes. That place. You can also get LeFou's Brew, which is apple, marshmallow, caramel apple, and an icy. There's no pear. Yeah, maybe there's pear. Either way, it is nice and refreshing. And it's very sweet. It's good. It's a good cold snack. Or you can get a cinnamon roll the size of your face.
That's terrible either.
That is, and it's got caramel in it. It is truly something you cannot skip on when you go into the Magic Kingdom.
And there is a pretzel cart right up. It is not her.
Okay, can we talk about her addiction to pretzels? She knows where every cart is. She knows where the good carts are and the bad carts. As we
That
get
could be a whole new episode. Like,
just, and we could bring up a map, and she could do circles. We can get a little board that she could write. It's really ridiculous about the pretzels.
I'm a bit of a connoisseur. My friends will laugh. I tell you that with our Wednesdays, take a blue cheese. It wasn't really blue cheese. It was just Ortega cheese that had a blue label. And so we'd say, do you have the Ortega blue? And they would be like, to have the logos designated to it, and it was delicious. Then they got rid of it and went to this. Some people will start when it's not terrible. They have to have it hot, as the person on Council Member has it, and it's just omen, and it was like literally raw. Lit.
When you have to shake the cheese, and if it does not go slish slosh, it's so visceral, right? If you can't shake the cheese and it goes, then it's probably not warm.
Not ready for you.
And it's not ready for you. That is a true tip.
Yeah,
true tip.
Awesome. All I was this cheese for this. This cheese hot. If you touch it and you're like, oh, that's warm, great. You're going to enjoy your pretzel. If the cheese is no, well, don't even try it. It's not worth it. Even the pretzel size.
But to be fair,
Digress.
But to be fair, I can go the same distance with ice cream.
That's fair. There's Tisbane too, there's ice cream, and it's to the end of Mickey ice cream sandwiches that people just go gangbusters over. And it's Mickey pretzel and then just
Old Friar Nook has a really cool like dessert area. You can get ice creams and you can get all kinds of specialty desserts. And it's a really good. If you ask and you pay more, because you always have to pay more, you can get them to put hot fudge and strawberries there. I did that for somebody the other day when we were there.
anyway. So now we've gone on to the food topic. Anyway, so we leave Beast Castle, and if you're lucky enough and you're able to do it, there's the Enchanted Tales of Belle, which is super cute. It's just going through to like Maurice's college and seeing all of that, and then the portal that they put you through, and that you go through in order to get to the Enchanted Castle is just addicting. Like, it's super cool how they do it. Every time it happens, and the door opens out, you're just like, Disney magic. It's
Disney magic.
and then we go into the story and meet Belle and the story for.
And sometimes you get to be a part of the story. I feel like I stand out in the crowd and they're like, yes, this guy, he needs to stand here the entire show and do absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
And when me and my friend go, we end up being both the knights, and then it just looks awkward. Yeah, it's like a workout every single time.
We're not there for a workout.
I'm not there for. I get 10,000 steps during the day. I don't need to go into our
We get 4 on the 30th night. It's like fun. Do not miss the happy hours. So in that point in time, you're in what we call stroller hell.
Stroller combat zone.
It is it's not as bad as in Disneyland, but it's pretty bad because that's the Disneyland carousel there. Then there's the Pinocchio's restaurant, and that's where Small World is.
It's where Peter Pan is. That's where Philharmonic is.
That's it. So it's a little smaller than what they have at Disneyland, where at Disneyland they have like 10 rides all. It's a little bit more stats. It's not as bad, but it's still pretty bad. That's where everyone goes. It's behind the castle. Again, great photo shot. If you're behind the castle, the better spots. For the Cinderella fountain again, a lot of times her stepsisters will come out, so that's fun.
Also Excalibur. Yeah, I know I'm not the chosen one. Tried so many times. So there was last time another good restaurant to grab a quick snack. Does mobile ordering. Pinocchio's restaurant. I went and got 3 sets of breadsticks for the little girls when they were in line. They all went in line for Cinderella's castle, and I was able to quickly go in. Sorry, the carousel. I was able to quickly go in, do the mobile order, purchase the 3 sets of breadsticks, brought them out, had them ready to go for when the girls got off the ride, and while they were on the ride. So I was able to, I set it up on a trash can, so they were ready to go when everyone got off the ride.
That's also, I forgot too, that over on the other side of the carousel is where you on the list last time. There's typically Cinderella and Tiana. But anyway, so that's definitely a good restaurant. Basically, we have flatbread pizzas, pastas, salads. But yeah, it's a really good deal to just go. Don't want to. Small World ride in World. It's the OG version, which is funny. Special. But typically we used to pass that and just the repel our restrooms because
They're the best.
we walk half the bed with just the.
Also, fun little game to do is they have Pascal hidden throughout that entire area. I think there's 7 hidden throughout the area. There's a sign that tells you. But you can go and see he's blending in with his camouflage throughout the entire area. So while people are going to the restroom, you can do a quick hide and seek with Pascal. Always a fun way to pass some time.
You're not hiding, you're
He is the hider. You are the seeker. And then after the restroom, usually there's a path that you continue down and you see Rapunzel's tower. But to the right, after the tower, Haunted Mansion. It is a good time. It's different than the one in Disneyland. Our favorite picture spots is right after the ride. So as you get off the ride, there's the carriage there. That's the horseless carriage. And they do some really cool photo shoots there. Photoshops, but magic shots with the ghosts may come in, hitchhiking ghosts may come in.
there's not always a photographer there, but if you see one and you get on the ride, you're in the line.
Yeah, it's a really good place to just get a quick photo and do that magic shot.
And then from there, leads on the walks path, the Liberty Square Riverboat. We walk right past that.
I enjoy the riverboat. I enjoy going in a circle on the riverboat. I enjoy the relaxing just boat ride. There are places to sit. You just have to find them. You have to be sneaky and not get caught by people. This is a good place to pick up some of the ones that are limited time. We tend to do a lot of pin trading. Not pin trading, but a lot of pin buying. There's not much trading that happens.
We're going for specific things. But and the other place that's really nice right there, they just redone the Fisher Hair Jamboree. So that was a nice place to go. And should be continuing this from as the show.
Let you know.
We like to stop for lunch a lot of times. Still on the barbecue.
You can go left or you can go right. Where do you go? Where do you go next? You always do.
Especially now. Now it's Bayou. Now going to open at the end of the mall, which is Ireland.
This has been filmed in June.
I.e. also found where I was simply just followed up the last day.
Piana's Splash Mountain.
Yeah, Splash Mountain because the fish on the back. I was like, oh, kind of not wrong. But also you're wrong.
Also, you're not quite right.
Not quite right. That does also more. Your greatest roller coaster in the entire Disney sphere.
It is called Big Thunder Railroad. And definitely the Disney World version is my favorite. It just has a better look, a better feel.
It's fun.
The queue is interactive. Yeah, it's not. You're not standing in the heat the entire time. It is covered, so they take that into consideration. Yeah. Well, we're not going to stand in line if it's past the part that's covered. So then you have to turn around and you have to walk back the other way. And there is a bit of a hill. Feels like there's a hill on both sides of this one because, yeah, you have to go over the drop. So then you can turn around and you can go to
The steeple. Not the roof. He was again at Disney World.
Yeah. I mean,
in the dungeon, one the gallery. But the ride is realistic. Hello there. Action.
you get blasted with this giant spotlight, not spotlight, but a flash, and you're just like, oh, what was that? The first time they did it.
It's nostalgic for this stuff.
It's a great time.
And then typically from there, we'll walk out. Sometimes we'll do Duckle Fruits. We'll just take that at the end. Yeah.
At Halloween and at Very Merry Christmas Party, love the Jungle Cruise because it's either dressed up or dressed down, and the jokes follow suit with the holiday party. Always a great time.
There's Tiki Room.
The Tiki Room and Aladdin's Magic Carpet. Then, to the left of the magic carpets, there is a frozen treat called the Dole Whip, and you can get multiple kinds of Dole Whip there. at the Dole Whip Terrace, yes. It is delicious. If you are not familiar, where have you been for the last many years?
You are right, sisters. I have everything to get there is the floats. I almost nothing the pineapple cake tastes like here.
And it's
The old school raspberry.
delicious.
Again, just for that, I don't care about the Dole Whip outside the village.
But if that's not your flavor and you don't want that, the citrus tree is also citrus swirl at the Orange Bird is also a great place. They have kind of specialty drinks as well that play off the Dole Whip as well.
There's also a restaurant that's in back there called, it's odd, Gay Douglas Cruise is a restaurant, and that's what you have to get from your servers, which is hysterical, and that's like, it's just being for that. They have a lot of fresh prepared type meals, as far as low price stuff. It's not just a steak. We always.
It really is. I mean, it is a sleeper. It's great. We usually get a reservation right before a party or an after hours event, so we can go there and then do the after hours event and be already halfway through the park on that side.
Reflex Lake. If there's out as far as like Adrian Beach. Would be worried to.
Or we'll watch the fireworks of the parade. Usually that's going on because it's nighttime at this point. And it's a really good place to stop, see the parade, and then watch the fireworks as well. If you're going down Main Street, there's a couple good spots that you can find to really get a good view there.
Also, though, many of your after hours events, it happens. Typically with the after hours event, follow the restaurants and floats.
Nothing food.
At 9 o'clock, there's news. So if you're going to our event, Christmas party, that one typically raise at least.
Watch your menus, watch your restaurants that are open.
There's nothing for you to sit down. There's not a lot of quick service options after dark. So just know the one that always seems to be available is Sleepy Hollow. Not my favorite because it's all fried. You can get some chicken waffles. You can get orna. Some shit, a funnel cake. Everything you're getting from that restaurant is fried, so it's just really heavy. This last time my friend and I went, that's where we ended up, because we forgot to eat. And we actually had a really late lunch, so by 10 o'clock, my work's about to start. We're inviting the party. We're going to do an after-hours event. The after-hours event, you got beverages included, like all beverages. We got ice cream, and then we got not something that you're actually hungry that's going to fill you up with my snack to have, but we knew we weren't going to make it till 1 a.m.
Put a corn dog in it.
Put a corn dog in it. And got to watch fireworks where we were sitting too, which was really nice. So that was really fun. I really like watching locations that were off Main Street. A random one was at the castle, right after we got out of Airfields Undersea Adventure. And you have Kurt Castle right there at the fire table off. You can still hear the music and everything throughout the park. You just don't get to see the projections on the castle, which again are really cool. But if you don't, we're standing in line or finding a spot to sit at 6 o'clock in the afternoon for 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock fireworks show, then don't. With your life. Again, you have to decide in your Magic Kingdom what is your must do and your must see. And if that happens. And then the rest of it will be bonus. You're not gonna have the bad time no matter what.
So one of the things that we did do last time, we haven't talked about, and it is still in Tomorrowland, is the Tron ride.
Yeah.
New ride. Came almost a year ago, somewhere in there. So we've ridden it twice, I believe. Okay, so we've ridden it once. They do have it. You sit down on a bike as if it was on a bike and you're leaning forward. It is not conducive to heavier people or larger people. They do have every other track as a car for 2 people for accessibility that straps in like a normal coaster does. That's the way that I had to ride it. So it's just something to note. You can still ride it. It's just I think it loses some of the thrill, some of the excitement, because it is geared so that your face is forward and you're riding it like a bike. So I think you do lose some of the ride when you sit back there.
And so I could sit. It was almost muscle of both. And so the bar that had to engage upwards literally got stuck on my cabin sheet. And the customer is really sweet about it. She's helping push the other marches almost there at least one more click that I could have done it. I did not want to have a bruise on the back of my calf, and because we still had a couple more days left in the park, I didn't want to chance that. And so I had to get off the ride, which is not the best thing, it's embarrassing, but it happens. And, I just kind of laughed off. Like, well, if I don't fit, I don't fit. It had nothing to do with my stomach. It had nothing to do with the size of me here. It had everything to do with the size of my legs. And so I can't ride it for that reason. So that's for us. I know now that it's not something I'm going to be averse to before I'm going to have to wait in line because my ocean size there how my genetics are. And
So that does kind of wrap up our day within the Magic Kingdom.
the other one that we kind of just briefly touched on was the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. That's my second favorite one to go on. Sorry, those triggers there. They did. It's not comfortable for everyone because that little bar comes down like it's shaped like a U. It has to go over your knees to crush it. And so as you then hit the fraction of pulls, I would look at it from that direction. But it makes a little bit of a tight squeeze. I'm a larger person. In second, it's a little bit easier because I have the opening in order to kind of relax a little bit. Whereas the first person in, you don't have that extra space. So it's just gonna get for me, I can run both spots. Comfortable with the glass. A lot more.
It's the only way I can ride it is to be the second one in.
And it's a taste sweet and it's a lot of fun, and I love going on it. Easy to ride it. If things so that's when you ride it. So the shack and you can swing back and forth to the cars move independently, which is a lot of fun. Sitting like you either behind your punch. Long one.
It is a long one. And it's almost always 90 minutes.
It's a long one. The first flat for your sex, but no, you have to come on it. Okay.
So with that, I think we've kind of walked through our experience in Magic Kingdom, how we tend to go and tack the parks, and what we tend to like to do for that day. If there's anything that we missed that maybe you like to do, or you think we should cover more, send us a message. Let us know.
What's your go-to watch? Like shower or something. You can tell us that maybe more or you don't know everything. You go a lot. And there's always something new every day, so we're happy to wear.
So with that, enjoy your travels, and we'll see you around.